parents designed to spare the rod and spoil the child, we end up with. We end up with beating our children, and yet these rods are actually a thing that probably was part of the creation, and probably part of the ancient myths of healers and mystics. Spare a rod and spoil a child means a totally different thing to me. It's a thing that we're all made of, I think. So, what I got is one video clip. It's taken of a pair of mine barrows. I took it with Dr. Peter Holliges. He's a geologist, although he works for the Welsh office now. Well, anyone got an animal that looks at things? Anyone's got an animal, cat, or yeah? Have you ever noticed that they watch things that may not even be there to us?
Yeah, that's still just on stairs.
Yeah, looking at things that we don't know. My dog can walk around at night and she can climb on trees, or John's dog will climb up a fallen tree that we go and take photographs by and stuff like that. In night, and I can't. I would walk into it. In fact, my dog digs holes and I fall down them. Do you know what I mean? I mean, so what we've got here, and I was screaming at my dog to get out of the shot. Get out of the shot, come here, come here. And she just sat down and wouldn't listen to me. This is slow to the 30 seconds in the normal speed. She's looking over here, and what you see is 2 bars. Now, look at the sink of her head. That's going to be on John's back, and he hasn't even noticed it. I didn't see it. She's followed even out of shot. You see that? She followed that out of shot. So the dog now is watching something that we can't perceive. So we have the stones now glowing. Did they build that on purpose to do that? You know, we got the dog looking at it. You know, have animals see it? Why not humans? What has gone on? Why can't we see it? And if there's the rods in the Bible and bushes that burn that have no heat, and you know, we hang baubles on Christmas trees. You know, is this all? You know, I don't. You know, I don't want that. So we build in a picture over time now. This is 10 years research here. So what we got is shapes and features. So we've got more orbs attached to trees. We've got the webs. We've got the orb changing into a bar, and we got these things now. I don't know whether any biologists here, probably not. Are there a thing called fibroblasts? It's a thing that occurs during cell division. This picture was donated to me, and it added so much learning, because I deleted all these. I thought they were dragonflies. Until I saw this one, and I realised that I deleted all my folder because I thought they were dragonflies, and they weren't. When we gave a lecture in Glastonbury 2004-2005, one of the viewers she'd been many articles in the Swansea, the Bristol papers, and she's become a friend. She corresponds with me from time to time. So I always credit her for that photograph. So what we wanted to do is to prove that this was real. So we drove through a pond. We got rain from the pond splashing up. The camera's now out the window, not in the rain, but close enough to it to show you that they don't look anything like those. You can create them with a mist, but they don't look anything like the things I've been showing you earlier on. They don't have the size to start up. There's a fly in the sky. Can you see that there? You know, it looks distinct. It doesn't look. And what we did is take some control photographs. There's an orb. There's a dragonfly. That's a drop of rain on a branch, and that's an orb defying gravity. We've got them behind, just to show that they are behind something, not in front of something. They have distance. I can put that behind that, and you won't see part of it. I can put it in front of it, and you get them in front and behind of things. So now they're in front and behind. They're not just in front of the lens. Again, you know, reflections. How can something reflect in a pond? I'm not certain this is a true reflection, but it does look like it to me. And we've got other reflections as well. We've taken a series of photographs in mirrors, and they reflect in mirrors as well. What you notice is the rain is running down the mirror, and actually these are blurred, and these are, if you zoom into them, these look like the water's running down the mirror, you know, whereas these are are clear and you can see through them, and they just look different. You just look different. In fact, that night I smashed the mirror. I left it out. I was so excited when I got it because it's a piece of evidence that I think is important. Not critical, but it's important to build in a picture of what they are. So we shot it with 2 cameras. What you have is there are 5 areas when you split the camera up. You get a front area of one camera, front area another camera, shared image area. It may not be straight lines, it may arc, you know, it depends on which way the lens is working, but these are the principles behind it. In the Kodak, you know, you get a back area to the other one, back area, and you get a shared image area. You can see the principle behind that. I tell you, if I take 2 cameras here, and you say it's just in front of this one and in this one, you know, the chances of that happening are very slim. So what we've got is 3 orbs together, you know, just above the thing. We scaled them out, and we planned them out, and we planned them on the floor, and what you've got is orbs that are moved. And we repeated that. These were taken with cameras on top of each other. So the lenses, again, the lens is, you reverse that drawing. All right, it's tighter and it's closer together, but you know, it is reversed. This is another sequence of photographs that were taken together, and what you've got is 3 orbs linked together there, and 3 orbs linked together there. So it's shooting from different places, getting the same orbs. So those orbs are occurring somewhere in between that area there. So again, it's distance from the lens. And again, here's another shot with just 1 orb in it, so it makes it clear. To get that is very difficult because it's like, it would be like me saying, well, I'm going to blindfold you and I'm going to ask you to take a picture with 2 cameras because we can't see this, we can't see it. We're going to blindfold you and take 2 pictures of flight. Well, I mean, it would take you years to do that. So that's the reason why you don't, you know, you'd have to take a session of 300 or 400 photographs before you get it. And you have to have the timing right for both of the cameras to be set up at the same time. This is burst photography. It's not 2 cameras, it's 1 camera using fast take. What you have is these are the originals, and these have been zoomed in just to show you the features on that orb is underneath the here, underneath the tree, and what it is done is moved from underneath there, as you can see it in that one, to here. And as it's moved from there to there, it's got larger, come closer to the lens. We have an orb here, which is moved to more or less the same spot that the original one was, a little bit lower. So now it's moved from there, from here to here, and there it is there, with a hole in it. See the hole in it? See the hole in it? See the flat bottom? See it? So now you have 2 actions. You have 1 coming to the camera, 1 going away. Now, unless you have a vortex or some sort of spiral of energy, you know, that can't happen. Dust can't go one way and another in the wind when it's raining. You know, things blow the same way generally, and you know, if you went out there, you know, you'd only get one direction. So we've proven that this energy is there. So what have we gained through this? This is our understanding. This is nearly 7 or 8 years of work. They divide. And the word "they" is not a good word because it's creation, it's energy of life force. Anyone heard of chi or prana or life force or active? You know, no one ever heard of those things. No one ever. Well, the ancients believed in those sort of things, that there's a universal force that creates life. We're not just a chemical in a pond. They believe that there's some sort of spiritual life, like creation. And so what we have is a web. This is the hawthorn. This is the free sequence photograph that goes from being very bright to breaking down to becoming brighter again. So it's like an exchange in energy between the plants. So what we got, anyone heard of string theory? String theory is the search of the energy that created the universe. It's done by